I mean, once you get in this business, you know, everybody does it for whatever reasons they do it, you know, but I still, you know, pick movies that I would have gone to see when I was a kid. I mean, that's, how else would I end up doing something like Snakes on a Plane? You know, I mean, I was sitting reading Variety one day and I said, you know, Snakes on a Plane, no. And a friend of mine was directing it, the guy that had done 51st State. Was directing it. So I called him. I was like, yo, you doing a movie called Snakes on a Plane? He was like, yeah. I was like, is it like a plane full of snakes? He was like, yeah. I was like, really? Like, crazy, poisonous snakes? He's like, yeah. I was like, can I be in it? And he was like, you want to be in it? What? So he called New Line, and they were like, oh, yeah! You know, and he got fired.
What?
And, you know, I was like, well, I'm sorry, man, I got to do this movie. You know, Snakes on a Plane, I got to do it. But then I get there, the first day I get there, and they got, you know, they got our chairs and everything all hooked up, and it's like Pan American flight, number 287. I was like, what is, so, well, Sam, you know, we don't want to give it away. I said, well, I'm not doing it if it's not Snakes on a Plane, okay?
So,
that's why I signed up for Snakes on a Plane. You know, I don't care. And people need to know it's Snakes on a Plane. That's why we're here. You know, nobody coming to see Pacific Flight 127.
No, we want the snakes on the plane.
Snakes on the plane.
Was it really snakes on the plane?
You mean, did we have real snakes?
Yeah.
We had a room full of snakes. We had a whole room that was dedicated to snakes. That, you know, and they had snake handlers and everything. They had like these, you know those big laundry carts you see in the hotel when they're pushing sheets and stuff?
Yeah.
So they had like corn snakes and stuff in there. So when we got there, like first day we got there might have been 30 of them in there. But by the time we finished, those snakes was balling out at night. That thing was like half full of snakes and it was like working.
You so happy about it?
It was great. I didn't mess with the poisonous ones, you know, but they had them on a shelf in you know, cases and whatnot, but yeah, it was a room full of snakes. Yeah, we had snake handlers and everything around.
And you've been playing Nick Fury for over 15 years.
Is that right?
You still love it.
Is that
you seem so passionate about it.
Listen,
you know?
Listen,
You don't know?
No, I don't. I just keep coming to work. I was in the comic book store years ago, and there was this comic called The Ultimates. I was in the comic book store today, but I was in the comic book store and I picked it up and I was looking at it and I was like, I don't remember giving anybody permission to use my image to be in a comic book. So I called my manager's like, I'm in the comic book store and blah, blah, blah. And as I'm standing there looking at it and talking to her about it, I'm reading where it says, if they do a movie about us, who do you want to be you? And the guy who looked like me said, Samuel L. Jackson. And I was like, oh, I'll call you back. So, and I called her back afterwards and I bought the comic, then ran over there and showed it to her, and she called Marvel. Marvel was in one little room then. It was a little closet. And they were like, well, we hope to make some movies one day, and we hope that if we do it, Sam will, you know, be this guy. And Mark Miller, the guy who actually drew Nick Fury as me, is the same guy who actually drew Richmond Valentine as me in The Kingsman.
Oh my God.
So he likes me, apparently.
But all like, yeah.
Next thing I know, you know, I'm having a meeting with them and they said, look, we'd like to offer you a 9-picture deal to do this thing. So at that time, I'm like, 9 pictures? How long I gotta stay alive to do 9 pictures? You know, not knowing that they were gonna make 9 movies in like 15 months or something like that, you know, so that contract was up real quick and they kept calling me back. So, you know, here I am still being Nick Fury and loving every minute of it.
Yeah, but recently you got to live you had a dream come true and you got to be on Sesame Street. You was excited about it, huh? You got to be on Sesame.
Listen,
that's a big deal, y'all.
Listen, I've been trying to get on Sesame Street for like ever. Every time I look on Sesame Street and I see somebody is on, I'm like, how do you get on there and I'm not on Sesame Street? Ever since Zoe was a kid, that was like one of our favorite shows. She learned how to operate a VCR, recording Sesame Street. So yeah, I was totally hyped to get on there and do it, you know. And when we finished doing all this, we spent, like, they had to run us out of the studio. We were in there taking selfies with every Muppet, you know. It's like we were trying to make them bring Snuffleupagus down out because Snuffleupagus was up in the rafters. We were like, bring him down. You know, we're on a picture with Snuffy. You know, get him down here. You know, but yeah, this was amazing, and it's totally crazy too because That's actually my sweater. Because they usually say, when guests show up, they have to put something colorful on them because they just come and they don't know. But
So you even knew
I
what
was
to
in
wear.
my Sesame Street head before I got there.
Did you plan your look?
I
So
did.
you planned it?
Totally. Yeah.
You was ready.
I was about it, you know. I was trying to be there for that.
You look so happy. Look at him. He just smiling.
I was happy.
Listen, when I got to go, I sang them Muppets down. So I know how you feel. I'm glad you got to do it.
And you know, it's always something, you know, even though Zoe's grown now, she's like, "Kid, Dad, you want Sesame Street?" Finally, you know, because I've been trying to do stuff that she could watch since she was a baby, but you know, it wasn't possible for a while. There were no Incredibles and all that stuff, and you know, so.
You're a great dad, then.
This was awesome. Awesome.
He's still excited.
If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.